Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the TT Esports South America Championship, brought to you by Truesight TV. I'm SB Revolution 5 with Ilummini here for the best of three, the third best of three of our upper bracket round one. It's Coliseo Dragons up against Tshow. It's the Dragon versus the Goat. Ilummini, how's it going?
It's going good, and I'm excited for this match. And I see Tshow, they pick up the Darkseer, definitely a strong hero, and the hero that are kind of comfortable with. They love to play their Darkseer, and yeah. They got a really good pick there on the first phase.
It's really great to see that coming out. I'm a little surprised that we're not seeing a Tusk picked or banned yet, especially with Coliseo Dragons grabbing the Dazzle up first. If I had to look, where did Coliseo Dragons go even? There we go.
Dazzle is actually one of the nicer heroes to pick up together with Darkseer.
Oh, definitely.
Because when you get a nice vacuum wall off, you create 5 illusions, and you can heal bomb with those 5 illusions, and that's gonna hurt.
I will say though, in the TT Esports League, whenever Coliseo Dragons has picked Dazzle, they've lost. Now, both of those times it was against a Broodmother. They have yet to pick Tiny though. So, and it's only 2 games, so it's not a huge sample size. I'm not too worried about that. But Purple, coming out for the side of Tshow, we got Darkseer and Bane picked up right now.
I definitely like the Tiny pickup because Dazzle, he's a great support, but he doesn't provide stuns. And Tiny is a hero that does provide stuns. Even when you play him as a safe lane carrier on the mid lane, he has that ever toss combo just to cancel TPs, to burst someone down and provide you that stun lockdown that you like with Dazzle.
Yeah. I do like Tiny this patch. He seems extremely strong with the Avalanche Toss combo. If anyone saw the OG Na'Vi game the other day, we know that that kind of combo can really just eliminate the whole team.
5 seconds remaining.
It can get really ugly really fast, and you've got to pick up some countermeasures. So Darkseer and Bane, some nice stopping power there. They will get rid of the Brood, which I was kind of expecting Coliseo Dragons to deal with, since they've had problems against it in the past.
I'm surprised about the Brood ban, because Darkseer is one of the better heroes to go against Broodmother. I mean, when she spawns those spiderlings and tries to last it with them, Darkseer just farms them up with the Iron Shell, so...
You're completely right about that, but do you really still want to play against a Broodmother? I mean, even with Darkseer?
Well, the thing is, I just saw Darkseer winning his lane so heavily against the Broodmother that she had just very few game impact, and then it's actually kind of fine, and you can ban something else. But, of course, Broodmother is never a fun hero to play against.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about that, at least.
Especially with a Tiny. I mean, the late game rat from that is just insane. We do see Juggernaut and Gyro, though, banned on the side of Coliseo Dragons, wanting to go ahead and get rid of some of those picks, and Tusk manages to slip through to the third pick for Coliseo Dragons, but they get their hands on him, and this gives them a lot of lockdown, a lot of ways to cancel that Bane's Fiend's Grip. Wouldn't be too surprised as well to see the Rubik come out. But yeah, the saving potential, that's the biggest part of Tusk, is just rolling by with the snowball and saying, get in here, buddy. We're going to save you from pretty much anything. Your Fiend Script? Oh, just come on through with the snowball. We'll be fine. No big deal.
I mean, we've even seen a Tusk stealing an Aegis while snowballing, so...
yeah. We've seen some crazy stuff with that.
This hero can't do.
This hero is a little, we could say, balanced. Haha. Not really, though. Templar Assassin, though.
Windrunner, right?
Yeah, right like Windrunner, in my opinion. We do see Templar Assassin, though, getting picked up by Tshow. Very good physical damage hero, a very great mid lane dominator, and Templar has been very successful in this tournament as a whole, if I'm not mistaken. Just a second while I find that. Yeah, she's been picked up 27 matches. And has a 51% win rate, so relatively successful, not to the win percent of some other heroes. We've seen some heroes with even like an 80% win rate, like the Bounty Hunter, the Broodmother having 71%. They're heroes that a lot of these teams have trouble dealing with, but also play very well.
Yeah, I mean, Tshow, they pick up the Bounty Hunter from time to time, and yeah, I feel that you don't really see that much in this meta anymore, but he can still have a very strong game impact when he gets that fast level 6 and gets some track kills.
Yeah. Now we will see Ember Spirit coming out for Tshow, a hero who we've seen quite a lot as well. Let me just see. He's at 59% with the same amount of games as TA. So, doing very well in that respect as well. It looks like I would have to guess safe lane Ember and mid lane TA, which Ember should have an okay time against Tusk, being able to pop the Searing Chains and get out of the Ice Shards, as well as being able to use his Fire Remnant to get over the Shards themselves. Windrunner may be a bit of an issue. This is a hero who can do pretty well against Templar. If she's mid, even. They could put her safe lane, they could put Tiny safe lane. And, I mean, talking about Tiny, ever since the Major, he's been running a support position. I'd say at least 50% of the time, if not even more.
Yeah. But the thing is, as Dire, you can't really do the pull.
Not on the mid lane, but can't you do it top?
Not really. Yeah, you can't do the mid lane pull that easily as it is in the Radiant lane, so...
Tiny does have a 60% win rate throughout our tournament, though. And we will see Wisp and Disruptor banned out. They just... Even though Tiny's run as a support a lot, you don't want to deal with the Wisp. There's no way you want to deal with that. So.
One thing to mention, which is already pretty nice, the Templar Assassin, when he has his Psyblades maxed, he has enough range to stand outside of the craggy exterior stun range. So, you know, even though you're kind of melee as Templar Assassin, you still get enough range with those Psyblades that you don't necessarily get stunned up when you hit the Tiny.
Yeah, it will be very useful there. Just a few more seconds for Coliseo Dragons to pick up their final hero here. Okay, they'll go with the Wraith King. Now, this is a hero I like because when you've got a lot of hard lockdown, he's classic counter to heroes like Doom, Faceless Void, where you've got that big ult that you want to take someone down with, and then he's like, oh, you killed me. Nice try. I'm going to get back up and we'll go again. Okay, game 2. Bane can kind of deal with him, though. He does have a little bit of mana drain on his... Fiend's Grip, 5%, or if he gets Scepter, 10%, although that's rare. We already talked about, though, how they have a good way to deal with Bane, and it is mana every second. So, if he gets a max duration Fiend's Grip off, that's 25% of Wraith King's mana.
Reserve time.
Yeah, that's at least a little bit. So, when he uses some stuns, you might be able to get him down so that he can't resurrect.
Yeah. Night Stalker, though, coming out. This will silence out the Tiny. The thing is, though, for Coliseo Dragons, we don't actually know who the carry and support is between Tiny and Wraith King. They could easily run a Wraith King support and a Tiny core, other way around as well. So, I'm not really sure which they're going to go for here. As we do have the classic South American Dota pause, of course, as we get into the game. Of course, I'm SB Revolution 5, otherwise known as Revo. I've got Ilummini here with me, and we're very happy to have all of you guys here with us. Yeah. As we get ready. So, whose draft do you like in here, Ilummini?
I'm not really sure. The thing is, Ember Spirit is generally a pretty strong hero when you don't have hard lockdown. And the thing is, Tiny, he needs to get kind of close for his Avalanche Toss combo. And yeah, with Kingston, you should be able to ram them out before it hits. Shackle Shot is a little bit trickier to dodge because it travels a little bit faster. But still, it's not like they have a Static Storm or something with an Insta Silence. No one who really likes to pick up our shit.
It's not really effective lockdown as much as it is just a lot of lockdown.
Yeah. It's a lot of different kinds of lockdown, but not this insta hex that really messes up an Ember Spirit.
Although late game they could potentially get a hex, I'd kind of like to see Windrunner go Ags crit into hex, or possibly even an Orchid if we're throwing it back really old school, just to deal with the Ember. What you can't do in these tough situations is you can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to go with my normal item build and not be flexible at all and just go on autopilot. You've got to adjust, you've got to make decisions in the game, otherwise nothing's really going to happen. And something's definitely going to happen here today. As it is double elimination, it's pretty important for either of these teams to move on.
It's going to be a carry Wraith King. He picked up a... Oh, wait. He picked up a Twirling Blade, then sold it, and got some more stats.
You know what? There's something else we haven't mentioned. Support Tiny. Or Tusk, sorry. Wow.
Yeah.
Got my T heroes mixed up. And it is looking like that. He did pick up a... Smoke, as well as he had a ward.
They want to go aggressive tri-lane, maybe?
Yeah, and with Tiny, I'd say that's the way to
I
go.
mean, Wraith King, he should be... Well, he should
He's
be
up against
fine
Darkseer.
against Darkseer, but when he picks up Vampiric Aura, at least he can get some kind of sustain.
Yeah, and that's where I'd actually like to see Wraith King be a little flexible, say, okay, we'll pick up an early point in the Vampiric Aura, right off the bat even.
Your creeps get lifesteal, and because Darkseer always pushes with his Iron Shell, you can kind of de-push with your Aura, so that's kind of nice as well.
Looks like they had an audio issue that they've gotten solved now. Everybody's ready to go. Of course, good luck, have fun to both the teams, although they can't hear us.
Now with the carry Wraith King, he can go for like something like Blink Abyssal as well to catch out the Ember Spirit late game.
That is true, and that would be very nice here. They do have the Tiny to toss him in as well. Although it won't be as quick as a Blink, it can be kind of the poor man's Blink. Now on the teams, I'm going to go with my good old Brazilian boys Tshow. We've got Line, who is probably SCY on the Bane, as he tends to mess with the names a bit. We've got Garnet, a newer player, I believe, on Tshow. Scythe or Baga, of course, as I know him, on the Night Stalker. HFN will be on the mid lane Templar Assassin, his preferred role and probably one of his preferred heroes as well. And on one of his own signature heroes, it'll be King RD, formerly known as Wesley Safadao, in the top lane on the Darkseer.
Yeah, and on the side of CDR we have Neko on the Tusk, Nirvana on the Tiny, ONS on the...
I've never actually seen this.
Nice creep block.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious that they can do it, but...
They only got one into the trees.
No, but they still stopped them for a good while, and it keeps it back here. Anyways.
And Joey on the Windrunner, yeah. Yep. And on the top lane we see Q on the Wraith King.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he levels up, but I think the action's going to be on this bottom lane in the early game here, so...
Yeah, we have to pay a little bit attention to his HP, because when he gets too low, Darkseer might be able to surge up with an Iron Shell and kill him. Yeah,
or even Ion Shell and a creep if he gets too close in range. But I think they're going to play safe here. They've got Dazzle stacking up some camps to hopefully help Wraith King recover, because they know it's not going to be a particularly easy lane. Now, TA is getting harassed out heavily in the mid by Joey, who has picked up a lot of early stats and a decent amount of regen.
Darkseer just pulled the hard camp, but Wraith King just said, "Oh, nice, now I get neutrals as well."
Yeah. Now Dazzle is here. He's trying to interrupt this pull, and he's going to be able to do it very easily. As oh, he doesn't get that creep. Actually, he won't get any of the creeps here, unfortunately. But he will interrupt the pull enough, and it looks like actually HFN is going to get the first blood on Joey at very low HP, but did have 2 charges of his refraction left. So.
And Windranger actually used Windrun. That means she probably killed her with the Psyblades, because Psyblades damage is pure and you can't evade it with Windrun. That's one good mention about the TA. You can outplay her in that way. And the power shot just barely missed on the Templar Assassin.
Not to mention, until Windrunner gets her ult, she only has 1 instance of damage per hit. She can't burn away multiple charges of refraction with a single spell. Except for her ult, of course. Now, Tusk is Anvis. He's moving up top. They want to try to gank King RD here. And I think they may be able to do it. Although Tusk can't stand too close or he'll just start taking Iron Shell. He does at least cancel the Clarity, which is going to be enough of an annoyance. Can they run him down in time? Dazzle doesn't have a slow, but he has skilled up the heal. They should be able to get this kill pretty easily. Except the Surge comes out. The creeps are coming in. And they've got the Salve up on Darkseer as well. So he will be able to make it out. And that's the power of Surge. Just juking around a bit. Taking his time.
Oh, Tusk.
No snowball yet. Yeah, he's still level 1.
Shots, just 19 seconds cooldown. It's a little bit too long for him.
I like that they're rotating out of this aggressive tri-lane, though, because Tiny desperately needs levels to get his combo online. Until he's got level 3, level 4, he can't really get those solo kills that you want him to get. Now, after that, he's a pretty monstrous player for about 10-15 minutes. Dazzle does manage to heal up Windrunner, almost getting a hit in on HFN there, but the Psyblades, he's playing them like a violin here. Just absolutely crushing Joey's HP pool. And Joey still doesn't have Bottle. He's going to be forced to use the Windrun just to get away from Baga or Scythe here. But he will be able to get back.
I'm surprised that Dazzle is not healing him.
Does he have... He does have a slow. They're probably trying to save his mana to go in on the TA in a moment. However, with Night Stalker here, they can't easily do that. Oh, he does get a good heal bomb off and a slow here, as Windrunner is walking back to the base.
Yes, refraction.
I don't think he can solo kill. Actually,
I mean,
he might pay for it.
Pay attention to the heal bomb, it can mess you up.
It can really catch you off guard there. As Tiny is now level 3 at least. He does go in for a combo, but doesn't throw the toss as well. Not enough mana there. Meanwhile, Wraith King will take out Darkseer with the help of Tusk up top. Very sorry about missing that. But yeah, it's pretty even right now. We are seeing Tshow get a little more farm, but I think Coliseo Dragons have a bit better team fight in the mid game with their multiple utility heroes. They're going to slow down Dazzle on the mid lane. They may not be able to get this. The Grave does come out, and Joey is just going to be standing here. Neko is there. They will at least take down the Dazzle. Nice Shackle, but it's only level 1. It's not very much duration at all. And King RD is going to surge up the TA. Can they try to grab Tusk here? He's got a snowball. Will he be able to use it? He needs to... Oh, he doesn't have the snowball. It actually ran out of mana there when he threw the shards. Now Joey getting jumped on. Manages to pin Windrunner, or excuse me, Templar to the tree. Bane's even making it up here for a Brain Sap. And they're saying, Dazzle, you really want to come back to this lane? No. 4-1. Tshow in the lead now. As Coliseo Dragons take a not great fight mid, but it does, again, give Wraith King some space. We've seen him max out his stun and get the 1 point in Vampiric we were talking about. And Tiny is actually getting jumped on bot. Can he get the combo off? There's not enough mana, and one more right click from Garrett will bring him down, but Garrett is actually taking a few too many tower hits. Does barely escape there once he switches the aggro, but he'll be headed back to base, I believe.
If Test would have been there a little bit earlier, he could have thrown out the shots and, you know, get the counter kill, but wasn't able to do so. Was a little bit too slow.
Yep, and King RD, even though he had a rough start on the top lane, he was zoned out quite a bit, and he was even killed once by Wraith King and Tusk for that second kill of the game. He has been able to get his soul ring up. He's got 500 in the bank, so he'll be making a recovery, I believe. And Joey is kind of forced to just trade farm with HFN at the moment. He can't try to go for a kill here. First of all, he's not level 6, has no way to get through Refraction. Second of all, he just can't kill him. I mean, the TA is too strong in the early stages of the game here.
On Night Stalker just placed a really good aggressive water, and he scouted out the stack. And I think this was made for the Tiny to farm it up, because he's the only one with really good AoE.
They could be using it for XP on Wraith King, possibly, who has actually gotten his ult up already. A little surprising. Actually, Windrunner getting jumped on the mid lane once again. They are really trying to put the pressure on the mid lane of CDR, because that's where... Oh, they will get the snowball out, but I don't believe they're going to make it out of here. There is a Grave available from Dazzle. Doesn't manage to get it off. They're going to try to clear this jungle stack, as Neko does get nightmared up briefly. He has no spells on cooldown, and it'll be the classic Brazil scoreline 7-1, only this time in favor of the Brazilians at the moment, as Neko makes it away. Garrett, he wants to go again. Or Garnet, excuse me. But Joey's back. Can he get the power shot off? He gets King RD with the long-range power shot there. Very nicely played. Meanwhile, though, Ember trying to go on in. They do use some ice shards just to back him off, so they don't touch my Windrunner. That was a well-needed, much-needed kill for the Windrunner, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Was a little bit close that he couldn't get the shot block on Ember Split because he actually had no Remnant, so he couldn't jump out, but yeah, was a little bit too short.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, in the bot lane, Tiny's gotten his level 6 now. I am interested to see what he picks up. Okay, he does continue maxing Toss, which, when you're not going to be focused on building attack speed on Tiny, when you're going to go for the Blink, the Treads Drum, if you will, you don't necessarily want to pick up your ult too early, because even though it gives you a slight Toss bonus, it's not as much as the bonus of actually having another skill point in Toss.
Well, when you get the ultimate instead of the 4th point into Toss, you get actually 9 more damage out of the Toss.
Oh, okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well,
so
shows what I know, right?
Yeah, I did the math like some games ago when we also had a Tiny who didn't pick up his ultimate instead of a 2nd point of Toss, and was like, isn't it actually worth it? And yeah, it was. So you get 9 more damage for picking the ultimate instead of the 4th point in Toss. So do that, guys. It's more effective. And I mean, you get the movement speed, the attack damage, all you want.
They may be looking to go on Darkseer here. I don't think they've seen that Tiny is up in the trees. Just biding their time. King already knows something's up. There's too many people missing on the map. As Garnet is basically freely pushing the bot tower. They rotate Tusk down right now, and the Night Stalker trying to go on Windrunner here, but not quite going to be able to do so. They're playing very smart during the daytime, I think, and just saying, okay, our Night Stalker can't fight as well. Let's just wait. You know, there's no need to force the issue when we have weaker team fight.
There's no need to rush it. You're ahead. Have a great time, far more efficiently than the enemy, and yeah, wait for the next night time to get more kills.
So not to get completely ahead of myself, but in the late game, wouldn't you say these teams are a little even, honestly?
Well, with the Wraith King and the Tiny, you definitely have late game cores, and Windrunner as well with a focus fire. It's just insane good damage output.
At least on a single target. Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem might be that the Ember Spirit is just too elusive, that they just can't get him, and he throws out his Light of Fist. And
now they're going to get a Shackle here. TA will be able to get away, also has Meld, and I don't believe they have any detection at the moment, but they do at least force her to get a little panicky there. She does have her first Mithril Hammer up. No stacks on the Ancients, though, surprisingly enough. Meanwhile, of course, I've missed another kill. Bane going after Tiny there will also help take down the Tusk with that Fiend's Grip. And I like the way that they take one down and then they say, okay, there's nobody else here to interrupt it. There we go. Let's lock it in.
Yeah, definitely. And it's looking a bit rough for the side of CDR.
At the moment, I think they can still recover, though. Once Windrunner gets an item, they'll be okay.
What item Wraith King's gonna go for now. He has 1.7k gold in the bank, and I feel like he kind of has to go for a Blink Dagger because they need this kind of initiation.
A Blink Dagger or something aggressive. He can't go Hand of Midas here and expect to get away from it. I think we could call that naive or just too greedy, to be honest.
Yeah, it would be too greedy.
Now, meanwhile, Ember Spirit does have his Drum and Phase picked up. He is out farming the Wraith King by about 1,000 gold, but you have to realize he's also gotten 2 kills, and Wraith King only has the 1. Of course, Wraith King hasn't been forced to use his ult just yet, though. So, they do take out the bot tower. It was only a matter of time for that one, to be honest, as mid has already fallen. CDR are starting to feel the pressure, for sure, as HFN, he does move up, but he sees Tiny, and he's like, okay, this is not a smart idea. They get the shards.
Nice.
Can they see him? Yes, they can, of course, and they do get an avalanche off. They've dusted as well. Snowball coming out. It will catch them in the wall. And Nico could be going down here. He'll walk back through, but it'll be the right click that finishes him off. Meanwhile, Ember Spirit has made his way to the top lane. They managed to pick off 3. The Wraith King's ult gets used as well, and he instantly goes back down, making it a 4-man kill for Tshow. And Joey, now in a bit of trouble. They do have Searing Chains, but they don't have another Sleight of Fist. He will see them now, and I believe he's dead as well. That's a 5-man wipe. And it's a mech done now.
Commit with everyone, get everyone in the snowball, and just tear the Templar Assassin down in 2 hits.
I was hoping when they killed off 4 that Windrunner was somewhere else split pushing, but when I found her, she was just coming to the lane like, hey guys, I'm coming to help. No, you're not. It's way too late for that, as it's 14-2. It's not looking as good for Coliseo Dragons at the moment, but it's not to say they can't come back from this. It's definitely going to be rough at this point, as Ember is now well on his way to Battle Fury. They know they have to fight, though, and Tiny hasn't even really been able to do too much just yet.
Yeah, well, Tiny was kind of forced into this off-lane role, and I don't know if it's the best role for Tiny.
I think it can work, but you need to be able to get something out of the lane, and I would have much rather seen a Bracer.
If you can't farm your Blink, you're just in big trouble. And he has the same problems like Earthshaker because his spells have high mana cost, and you can't really throw them out to get some last hits.
Yeah.
As well as when you use it defensively once, you can't really go back in because you have no mana to get a second or third off.
Yep. And he will be, I believe, finishing his TP scroll. I thought it was Treads. I hoped it was Treads for him there, but Wraith King will go for Blade Mail. This is a nice alternative to the Blink, especially when he realizes how quickly they bursted him down. But in the meantime, Roche is going to go down to the Radiant. pretty easy with the TA with DD and a Deso there.
Yeah,
Nice
TA
room.
it's just looking really bad for CDR because with the Desolator, is there anyone on the side of CDR who has positive armor? Nope, not a single one. And doesn't have his ultimate as well.
Yeah, and they'll take down Windrunner as Ember Spirit, or oh my goodness, they'll lose Tusk as well. Their TP rotations are just coming in a few seconds late, I think. Like, okay, they're here. Wait, middle. As HFN is going to be going toe-to-toe with Q, but keep in mind, he has the Aegis. Q will get graved here, but keep in mind, he's going to get vacuumed back into the wall. They almost keep him alive. Will it be enough? No, it won't. As Bane comes in with the Brain Sap again. Taking him down. And Bane now has a Glimmer Cape. We look at the support on the side of Tshow, and they are rolling in the money.
It just hurts.
The support on the side of CDR have boots. And Tusk has
And I mean,
two gauntlets.
The Bane, the poorest on the side of Tshow, has more net worth than
oh no, Tiny!
the whole enemy team.
He doesn't even have time to get this combo off. And doesn't even do any damage with it. It's looking grim.
Yeah, just Wraith King has more farm than the Bane, and the rest of his team is poorer than the Bane, so yeah.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's kind of the bane of their existence, if you will, as Q does get stunned. He's still got 40 seconds on his ult. Can they get the grave off in time? No, they can't. HFN just does too much damage. They'll Nightmare down Dazzle right now, silencing him up as well. Nice shackle shot from Joey, but it's only on the Night Stalker. Can they hold? It isn't looking good at all for Coliseo Dragons here. And Tshow are running away with this game, and they'll call it. 15 minutes in, 21-2. They say no more, no more. Okay. We got outdrafted. I think their lanes were really weak. This is not the same team I think I saw in the playoffs. Or the group stage, excuse me. This is the playoffs.
Well, Tshow, they also had a game with the Darkseer that only lasted for 12 minutes. And they also had Ember Spirit in that game as well, so I feel like they are comfortable with this Darkseer, Ember Spirit, run at you and kill you lineup. I mean, when you Iron Shell up the Ember Spirit and he has his Flame Guard on, that's a lot of damage over time.
Indeed, and they're ready to play that way. CDR were not quite as ready for them. We'll see if in game number 2 they can draft a little better. I think we're going to be seeing a Darkseer ban, and probably an Ember Spirit or TA ban as well, somewhere down the line. It was
just a really good run at you lineup and kill you.
Yep, indeed. So Tshow will take game number 1 in a sweeping victory, 21-2. Of course, I'm SB Revolution 5 with Ilummini. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 is coming up in just a few minutes. And I'm sure it will be much better than this. I don't think Coliseo Dragons are going to let them get away with that once again. So, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching, guys.